Good evening, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from the YouTube channel like a 10-part series. The week that was college football to review the 1984 college football season. Tonight is going to be about the major bowl games that were played during the 84 season. We're going to start with the Independence Bowl, where Air Force beat Virginia Tech 23-7. While pre-game attention centered on whether Virginia Tech defensive tackle Bruce Smith at the time would play, he did thanks to restraining order after the NCAA had made him ineligible, had 8 tackles and sack. Friends of Air Force quarterback Bart Weiss was a true key to the game. Weiss rushed for 93 yards against nation's second-ranked Russian defense, scoring a 13-yard run in fourth quarter while hitting 67 for 49 yards. So the Hokies enjoyed a 7-3 lead early in the game after a 3-yard touchdown run by tailback Maurice Williams. In the second quarter, Virginia Tech responded lead after from fullback Nigel Bowl deep in his territory, which led to a 3-yard touchdown run by Air Force halfback Jody Simmons. One play later, so sloppy Virginia Tech had 4 turnovers to none for disciplined Falcons. Hokies committed 11 penalties, 112 yards to 4 penalties and 30 yards by Air Force. So in addition to Smith, who was ticketed for top spot in the NFL draft, broad right spot for Hokies defense was linebacker Vince Daniels, who totaled 15 tackles. The Holiday Bowl. Brigham Young beat Michigan 24-17 as the national championships were meant to be secured on New Year's Day, but undefeated BYU took command of top honors with a win over so-so Michigan Wolverines, who had finished tied for 6th in the Big Ten. Winning was never a sure thing, especially in the first quarter when quarterback Robbie Bosco left game with severely sprained ankle, sprained ligaments in left knee, bruised ribs, all result of late hit by Wolverines defensive tackle Mike Hammerstein. Bosco soon returned and finished with 30 for 42 for 343 yards and 2 touchdowns passing, despite being unable to plant left front foot firmly. So with Cougars' offense switched to shotgun to save him stressful movement, Bosco led 80-yard drive, hitting 5 of 7, 43 yards to 5-yard touchdown run by halfback Kelly Smith that started the scoring. Now, Wolverines knotted game 7-7 with a 5-yard touchdown run of their own by tailback Rick Rogers before Cougars took a 10-7 lead into halftime break on 31-yard field goal by Lee Johnson, the kicker. Despite being outgained 483-202 for game, Michigan began to take over, thanks in part to 6 BYU turnovers, including 3 interceptions by Bosco and his fumble into end zone that killed one BYU drive. Wolverines took 14-10 lead early in the fourth quarter on 10-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Chris Zobrug to fullback Bob Perryman that capped a 46-yard drive. Again, that blocked field goal by Michigan linebacker Tim Anderson that safety Eric Campbell returned 25 yards. Only 65 seconds later, Wolverines scored again as quickly. BYU fumble set up 32-yard field goal by Michigan kicker Bob Bergeron. Yimpy Bosco had more left, completing 6 straight passes for last 59 yards of 80-yard drive to his tying 7-yard scoring pass to wide receiver Glenn Kozlowski. The game now, not at 17-17, teams suddenly found it difficult to score. Down to 1 last chance, BYU couldn't afford a deadlock. Sent Bosco out to be hero with 13-yard touchdown pass to Smith with 83 seconds to play. His touchdown throw became the most important pass in the history of the Cougars, who since the 1970s had given college football a glimpse of its offensive future. Quarterbacks winging passes over every part of the field. When it mattered, Cougars gained 184 yards to Michigan's minus 5 yard in fourth quarter. Malign BYU defense came up with 2 big sacks on 3rd down in late game series. If you're number 1 going in, you're number 1 coming out, said Brigham Young coach Lavelle Edwards. Anybody that saw us win tonight the way we won with such adversity knows we earned it. Next, the Cherry Bowl. Army beat Michigan State 10-6. The Citrus Bowl was between Georgia and Florida State, which ended in a 17-17 tie. shaking off effects of both three-game losing streak that ended the season with NCAA investigation. Georgia gave performance that worked everywhere but on the scoreboard. Kevin Harris, cornerback, had 2 interceptions to pace the defense. Charles Tate, Loris Tate, Georgia tailback Loris Tate scored touchdowns on runs of 4 and 2 yards. The 13-yard touchdown return was from safety Joe Wessel. Seminoles had to rally from 14-0 deficit, but this game ended in a tie 17-17. Next, the Sun Bowl, we had Maryland beating Tennessee 28-27. Tennessee knew that 21 halftime lead was not safe against comeback confident Terps, who a month earlier staged the greatest comeback in college history at the time. They ran up 22 straight points to take the lead in the third quarter. Fullback Rick Badajak had 2 touchdowns, 90-yard rushing, 21 carries that kept the 12th play, 57-yard drive. Stuff like that took place. Freedom Bowl, Iowa beat Texas 55-17. It was hard to imagine that Texas was ranked 3rd as late as November 5th for a stunning free fall that ended with embarrassing Freedom Bowl rout. Chuck Long ripped apart the defense of Longhorns, 461 yards passing, all bowl record 6 touchdowns. Iowa point total of 55 points represented the second most surrendered by Longhorns and most since 68-0 loss to the University of Chicago way back in the dusty days of 1904. Auburn beat Arkansas 21-15 in the Liberty Bowl. In the Gator Bowl, Oklahoma State beat South Carolina 21-14. Hall of Fame Bowl, Kentucky beat Wisconsin 20-19. In the Aloha Bowl, Southern Methodist beat Notre Dame 27-20. Mustangs jumped to a 14-0 lead behind tailbacks Reggie DePard and Jeff Atkins, who energized drives of 78 yards and 80 yards. SMU won 10 games for the 4th straight year in a row. The Bluebonnet Bowl, West Virginia beat Texas Christian 31-14. Peach Bowl, Virginia beat Purdue 27-24. Fiesta Bowl, UCLA beat Miami 39-37. While offensive show ended on, of all things, big hit by defensive player as Bruins nose guard Terry Turney forced a fumble by Hurricanes quarterback Bernie Kosar, recovered by linebacker Eric Smith near midfield to end Miami's final series. Moments earlier, kicker John Lee kicked the game-winning 22-yard field goal with 51 seconds left to boost UCLA to its 3rd straight bowl win. Now, Miami had a lead in this game. They was up 21-7 with long touchdowns by 34-yard run by halfback Darrell Albert, 68-yard punt return by wide receiver Eddie Brown, 48-yard pass from Kosar to wide receiver Brian Blades. With 10 minutes left in the halftime and half, UCLA is determined to score in highlight reel manner. Tailback Gaston Green ran for 72 yards to score. Bruins defense came up with safety, and Lee booted 2 field goals, which gave him a 22-21 lead. So stuff like that took place. Cotton Bowl, Boston College beat Houston 45-28. Doug Flutie hooked up with wide receiver Kevin Martin for 63-yard scoring bomb. Eagles never looked back. Eagles had a lead of 31-7 at the time. Southern California beat Ohio State 20-17 in Rose Bowl. In the Orange Bowl, Washington beat Oklahoma 28-17. Finally, the Sugar Bowl, Nebraska beat Louisiana State 28-10. So that includes look at the bowl games that were played. Let's get the AP poll for January 2nd. You got number 20 Virginia, 19 Kentucky, 18 Miami, 17 Florida State, 16 Iowa, 15 Louisiana State, 14 Auburn, 13 Ohio State, Maryland 12, South Carolina 11, number 10 Southern California, number 9 UCLA, number 8 Southern Methodist, number 7 Oklahoma State, 6 Oklahoma, 5 Boston College, 4 Nebraska, 3 Florida, 2 Washington, number 1 Brigham Young. The top performance formula was number 1 Brigham Young, number 1 Syracuse, top opponents record Syracuse number 1. Conference records, that the best record was the Southeastern Conference. They had a 36-15-2 record with 6.981 percentage, 2.21 bowl record. Individual statistical leaders had the rushing yards of Keith Byers, Ohio State, 313 attempts, 1,655 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. Passing yards, Robbie Bosco, Brigham Young had 283 completions, 458 attempts, 3,875 yards, 61.8% completion percentage. In receiving yards, David Williams led the nation, 101 catches, 1,278 yards receiving. So the all-consistent All-American team, we had wide receiver David Williams, Illinois, Eddie Brown, Miami, tight end Jay Novacek, Wyoming, the offensive lineman Bill Fralick, the pat tackles Pittsburgh, Loomis Brown, Florida, guards Dale Wilkes, South Carolina, Jim Lachey, Ohio State, Bill Mayo, Tennessee, center Mike Traynowitz, Nebraska. Quarterback Doug Flutie, Boston College. The running backs Keith Byers, Ohio State, Kenneth Davis, Texas Christian, Ruben Mays, Washington. Place kicker Kevin Butler, Georgia. Defense, the defensive lineman Bruce Smith, Virginia Tech, Tony the Great, Texas, Ron Holmes, Washington, Tony Casillas, Oklahoma, Greg Carr, Auburn with the linebackers Del Rio, Southern California, Ivy Station, Iowa. Secondary Jerry Gray, Texas, Tony Thurman, Boston College, Jefferson Chaz, Georgia, David Fulcher, Arizona State, Rod Brown, Oklahoma State, punter Ricky Anderson, Vanderbilt. 1984, Heisman Trophy vote, Doug Flutie, senior quarterback, Boston College, won the Heisman with 2,240 votes. Keith Byers, junior tailback, Ohio State, had 1,251 votes. Robbie Bosco, junior quarterback, BYU, 143 votes. Bernie Kosar, sophomore quarterback, Miami, won. He had 320 votes, finished 4th. And last was Kenneth Davis, senior running back, TCU, 86 votes. Top voting winner was Doug Flutie. So major awards was won. Doug Flutie won the Maxwell Walter Camp Award. Bruce Smith, Outland Trophy Award. Tony the Great Lombardi Award was won by Tony the Great of Texas, defensive tackle. Davey O'Brien Award was won by Doug Flutie. AFC-A Coach of the Year was won by Lavelle Edwards Brigham Young. So it includes look at college football history review, the 1984 college football season. Everything is over with as far as the bowl season, the other stuff that I talked about. So I start a new season tomorrow, 1985. Now I may put that off. I have to put that off to maybe Sunday. Sunday. So I won't do any videos on Friday or Saturday. Wait till Sunday to do it. I think that'll be a good look. So that'll be August 1st. So I'll talk about the 1985 overview of the college football season and the games that were played week 1, things of that nature, like I always do to start the season. far as the overview of the season of 1985 or other seasons that I've done. So continue to support whenever you have a chance. Like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Do the video Smack 2 on August 1st. Until then, talk to you in August.